This is Daisy Hamilton from Tri-Coast Worldwide, and you're watching Actors Reporters with Kurt Kelly.
Kurt Kelly, Live Video Inc. and Actors Reporter at AFM 2012, the 33rd year. And last year we had the distinguished pleasure of interviewing Daisy from Tri-Coast, and you had a lot of exciting things last year, and now as I look walking into your suite, I already know the answer to the question. It's been an even better year this year.
Yes, it is. I think that we're finding that each year we grow a lot. Our slate gets better. We have more projects. We do more development. So, yeah, it's exciting.
Now, are you actually in co-productions on all the stuff you're doing?
Not all of them, but
Okay.
I'd say about 25% of our titles we have a hand in making. We do a lot of co-productions. Our CEO is from Australia, so we qualify for that, the Australian tax incentives, which is great.
Now, the size of the budgets look like they've been going up also exponentially.
Yeah, you know, it's a mix of that. I think that equality is really, really important to us.
Right.
But also, you know, there are different ways of making films now where you can have a really high quality product and still keep the costs down. And we do all of our post in-house, a lot of it, so you know, we can make it as high quality as we want to, which is nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what are some of the new big titles that you're working on for 2012, 2013?
Well, this is very exciting.
Yes.
We are developing the animated series for American Gladiators.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm very excited. We're working with Johnny Ferraro, who created the franchise about 23 years ago, and it's syndicated in 90 countries. So it's, you know, you don't have to recreate the wheel. It's a namesake, and it's a great brand. And it's never been created for children in an animated series before. So we're excited to sort of take this really valuable IP and turn it into new things.
So when you say a series, will this be like an afternoon cartoon series to be seen, or will it be Saturday morning block? Where's the target for this?
The target audience is boys 6 to 12. However,
which is most male adults. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's also so the American Gladiators are sort of superheroes. They're the average Joe, you know, that you're a construction worker, you're a librarian, that are suddenly called to this island where they're asked to step up and become American gladiators and protect the world. So it's really interesting. It's really about the modern hero being your everyday man and just not knowing it. And it just takes that little bit of oomph to make him a gladiator. So, yeah, but there are women gladiators as well. So, and they have really cool powers. Like one of them, she's the librarian. Her brain turns into like a computer where she can store a lot of data, analyze a lot of data, and the other girl can sort of bend gravity. And so yeah, I think it'll appeal to boys and girls.
Nice. And this is just one of many projects. As I look at the list of projects you have coming up, there's what, 24 or more now?
Yeah, I mean we have 60 titles in our slate right now. And a lot of new exciting projects. We have Glamorous Lie, which we've just finished.
Right.
That is, it's a docu-soap. So basically the president of Oracle Corporation.
This is a new genre, is it?
Yes, it is.
Docu-soap.
And we're developing it into a reality series as well.
Okay.
But basically, president of Oracle Corporation is with this woman, Yvonne, for 8 years. They want to get married. They want to have they already live together. Turns out he's married and he has about 6 girlfriends. So instead of, just getting mad, she decides she's going to get even. She puts up billboards on Times Square, LA, every major city. She puts up billboards of her and this guy saying, "Love you, honey," but it's, not his wife. So this was on every major news station, and she made this documentary about it. So it's sort of like Fatal Attraction from her point of view. It's the girl's story. It's not his story. So it's nice to hear the other side.
Nice.
And we're fully behind her. And there have been a lot of people that don't want this film to be seen, from his side. But
I see. So there's that natural curve of people of influence trying to block
it. Oh yeah, she was premiering she was at a film festival. I think it was in UCLA. And last minute they came up to her and said, "Sorry, we had a director from above. We're canceling the screening." And she said, "What?" So she bussed everyone out to the Soho Club and won the festival.
Wow.
So they're really trying to sort of squash her, but she's a strong woman.
Okay.
And we're behind her.
And what are some of the other big projects coming up over the next year for you?
Film or other?
Well, media? I know you're like just chafing to tell us about it, so let's.
Okay, well, we have a...
Because last year we talked about this new technology.
We did, and now we've come farther.
And now you've come much further into the space age world, so to speak.
Yeah, so we have a technology, and it's called Babel-on, like B-A-B-E-L, like Tower of Babel.
Tower, yes.
And it's basically a hardware-software solution that can capture your vocal likeness, change languages, and be synced back up with your lips. So the end goal is, you know, you, Kurt Kelly, your rhythm, timbre, emotional intent, pitch, all of it, you speaking Japanese, Chinese, any language, and synced with your lips. And it's, yeah, it's a process at first.
So I don't need to take those classes anymore, though.
Right, exactly.
Okay, good.
You're done.
I like this.
Or you know what? You could learn a new language using your voice.
Wow.
I mean, I always think that would be easier.
I think that's actually cool. Me teaching me.
Right. I think I'd learn faster if I was learning from my own voice.
Yes. You'd be more likely to listen.
Right.
Because of all the times we hear that voice in our head.
Or sometimes I hear someone say something, but I don't know what pitch it would be if it were to be from my mouth. You know what I mean? So this way.
How you would express it.
Yeah. But primarily, we'll first dig into the markets of film and TV, advertising, and video games. And then as the technology advances, it's an intelligent system that learns the more data you input into it. So so as it learns, within 2 to 3 years of running it, can become real time, at which point we can use it as a plug-in in your cell phone or in Skype or in the UN or robotics or GPS. I mean, it just really hits every vertical.
So I could be talking on my cell phone in English.
Once it's real time, so that's it's a later phase, but yes.
In English.
And your Japanese friend hears you in Japanese.
Speaking someone in Japanese. Will it also pick up regional slangs or colloquialisms?
Maybe in its later years. I mean, that they have to be learned. Yeah, we use a language plugin. We're not translators. At first, it'll probably be a manual translation.
Right.
But then we've already are in talks with licensing some of the big language libraries, like the closed language subsets. And we've just become incubated by NASA, NASA Ames, the Division for Intelligent Systems, which is really, really exciting.
Now, how will they use it? I'm curious.
Well, the Division for Intelligent Systems is more like their robotics division.
So they can talk to people on different planets?
Maybe, I don't know. That's a little above my security clearance. But no, I think that they consider it a tool for humanity, which it is. It's very much.
So when they maybe do a broadcast to the next space
I don't know that
whatever,
they'd be using it as much as... Oh, yes, actually, that is one of the things.
Okay.
That the
so now I could watch it in Chinese?
No, more like when they're up in the when they're up in the space stations and they want to talk to that Russian astronaut. They don't have the language to do that.
Right.
But more that they've, they have such great computers, such great minds there. And for them, they're
literally rocket scientists.
Right, literally. I don't know that they have as many applications for it, especially not the end goal that we are creating. But certainly, there's a core technology component that can be licensed, that we're going to be licensing out to, every major industry. But and then it can be sort of suited to that industry. So perhaps they'll find use for it in robots, or you have a machine that can tell you if someone's angry or sad because there's an emotional element that we're quantifying, which is very, very cool.
So I have a feeling my uncle, Sam, you know him?
Oh,
yeah. I have a feeling they'll like this for their Intel projects also.
Well, our hardware is being... Actually, I don't know that I'm allowed to say this.
Okay, but I'm just in theory thinking that it'll have massive applications.
Massive applications.
From business to government.
Right.
You said UN, things
I know that there's a whole thing. We've already input a board of ethics, and we have a neuroethicist on our board from the Potomac Institute. We have a bunch of amazing people that we're getting onto our advisory board because, I mean, ethics is the ethical component is huge, and
Absolutely.
To me, it's a tool for all the world, and it shouldn't just be American. It should be everywhere.
Right.
We're going to be licensing the hardware software to companies around the world so that everyone can use this on a price basis, given the country's financial abilities.
Right, because different countries have scalable incomes.
Exactly.
I mean, I just got back from India. And it's 52
30
rupees
languages.
to $1.
30 languages
and 30
in India.
languages in India.
And if you go to the wrong
also
hospital,
the regional
if you go to the wrong hospital,
languages.
you can't be helped if you don't speak their language.
Absolutely.
So I'm so excited to see how this might benefit.
Well,
in
in a continent like India, where you mentioned all the different languages they have, they also over the next 5 years will have the largest population on the planet.
Oh yeah, and they're over
China.
right. there are over 200 languages that have 1 million plus speakers.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just wild. And it's crazy to think that only 20% of the world speaks English. I mean, it's not crazy to think. That's just the fact. But
Right.
oftentimes we forget. And it's just language barriers. We've been sort of held under them for so long. And I can't even imagine what's been lost in translation.
Well, and I see each time we've talked about this last year, this year, how passionate you are about this. And I relate to that because as we break down these language barriers, we will better be able to understand the similarities and start to separate the differences.
So much is just semantics, you know, just misunderstandings.
You know, there are a lot of things we call certain things that get in translation messed up.
Right, right.
But if this can break through that barrier,
right.
Now when we call an animal, it'll be an animal and not an insult.
Right. And well, also, I think that there's an emotional counterpart of language that is so important, and whenever something gets translated, that factor is lost because you have to go to a mechanical, or a human translator, but they say only 7% of meaning in communication comes from the words. You know, so I could say to you, like, what are you doing? Or like, what are you doing? You know, same words, totally different meaning. And so the intention behind something, how you say something really makes such a difference.
Well, the intonation, the energy, the passion of it is different from person to person.
Right.
Some people speak very dogmatic, and with most translators that would work, which now your software will actually
so we're excited. So
congratulations.
Of course, if there's anyone out there that's interested in becoming involved as we sort of are building this tool, please find a way to contact me.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Anything else we should know on, if I'm a producer and I'm bringing you a project aside from Babylon, if I'm bringing you a project for a film, what's your floor, what's your ceiling of things that you would look at this year?
So, we look at films in between 1 to 15 million, and they don't always have to have a big cast. Big cast it really just is so helpful in getting a film sold, but my favorite film in our slate doesn't have any cast, and it's an Inuit. It's called Inuk. It's Greenland's official selection for the Oscars.
Nice.
It is so amazing, and it really speaks to humans' relationship with nature and how we've sort of become separated. And it's just the most beautiful film. So if it's a beautiful, well-made film and it doesn't have any actors, that's okay too, as long as it's good cinema.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Great to see you again.
Yes,
congratulations
thank you.
On your projects. Yes. I'm Kurt Kelly from Actors Reporter, and we'll be back with more from AFM 2012 in a few moments.